There's certifications they can offer right now in AI where kids can, out of high school, almost have an associate's degree and make $65,000 a year at 18 years of age.
I can say, because I was fortunate to do that, I am today the man I used to imitate trying to be 30 years ago.
Everyone, welcome to another edition of L.I.T Chicks. We are back for an exciting episode. This is Black Excellence right here with the brothers and the sisters. It's your girl, Fern Johnson. I'm so happy to be here to have this wonderful conversation we're about to embrace. Alicia, welcome.
Thank you, Fern, for another episode of L.I.T Chicks.
So today we have two phenomenal leaders from HEL Resources, hailing out of the Columbus, Ohio area. Our Midwest brothers are coming to talk to the Texas sisters. Oh my God, do I even call myself a Texas sister? Okay, the sisters in tech, in Texas. And so we're happy to have you. And so I want to just take a moment to greet Samuel, to greet Chris. Welcome to L.I.T Chicks podcast.
Hello, welcome. I love being here.
Yeah. So HEL Resources, tell us about your organization. Tell us about yourself. Chris, you are the founder of this organization. You've been in business. This is not your first rodeo with a business. So Chris, why don't you introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about your organization and how you bring all of this software technology to life, not just in Ohio, but across the U.S.
Absolutely, yeah. So HEL Resources, we are one of the leading suppliers for automotive software-defined vehicle, what we call V2X, which is vehicle to everything. So if you think about it, when you get into your car, all that nice touchscreen and things like that you see, it's actually interacting with a lot of cellular capability. And that's where we come into play, is helping writing that software to create that capability. And more importantly, to do the validation to make sure all the suppliers are putting information to those vehicles is working based off of quality standards that the automotive manufacturers wish to see when it gets into the production market. We also have a big stake in IoT and embedded software development. Okay. So what's that mean? We're talking about small microboards that do cool things. So I always say a little joke when we go out and meet people in public. We're the company that can make your car talk to your refrigerator, that can also talk to your cell phone. Okay. So there's a lot of those strange things that we do. And we have an exciting place here at HEL. The work is always changing, always evolving with the market and the trends. So HEL's been around since 2018, which every time I look at the calendar, I'm like, wow, that's a pretty remarkable milestone for us. So, and again, just like GXA, we started out as a paper napkin. We did.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I know we don't have that much time, but I would tell you to tell me more, but we're going to stay focused on serving the next generation.
That's okay. Do you want to hear the story how we wrote our paper?
Absolutely. Give us the napkin. Give us the napkin update.
Napkin idea. Yeah, this started out with legit napkin in Birmingham, Alabama, at a place called Avondale. It was a microbrewery down there, right next to one of the best. It's called Saul's Kitchen down there, one of the best barbecue joints I've ever been to in my life. And we tend to travel based on good places to eat. Birmingham's always got good places to eat, so we came up with an idea down there, and we actually legit wrote it out on a napkin. Our goal was to come back to Ohio because one of our largest clients had areas of help that they weren't aware of, but we could see trends of things that were going to happen bad to them. So we drew up an idea more or less to show them, hey, look, this is how we can help you and remove some of those headaches you're going to have in the future. So we pitched them the idea on the paper napkin, and then over time, HEL became a company. So it's one of the greatest 20-minute conversations we ever had with our client. It was very, very loving. I mean, it was pretty cool to actually take an idea from a paper napkin and turn it into a company to where I can have great guys like Samuel Davis come and join the team and keep expanding and growing.
Love it. So Samuel, CTO, SVP, HEL Resources. You and I had a wonderful opportunity to connect a few weeks ago. Our networks are overlapping in so many different places and spaces, and our journeys are overlapping in so many places and spaces. So it was a delight for us to have an opportunity to chat and then invite you on the podcast to learn more about all the great things you and this good brother are doing with HEL Resources and in your community. give us a little hint about what's in your world and your background, and how did you arrive to where you are today, Mr. SVP?
Well, seriously. So first and foremost, thank you, Fern and Alicia, for the opportunity. Very grateful for this opportunity to exchange and share and to listen and to learn. And we're very proud of you all as well, especially learning of the legacy that you're establishing, Alicia, for your family. That's extremely impressive. But again, the value creation that you're offering to the community is very impressive. And that's where Fern and I connected with value creation. So, as you indicated, I've come aboard with HEL Resources. Very proud to do so for a great man that has done phenomenal things in the industry for decades. So, not only am I able to do the things that I'm passionate about, I'm also able to do the things that fulfill me while learning from a practitioner. I've been very fortunate in my career to have worked at Fortune 100s, Fortune 50s as a prior CIO, Director of Software Engineering, and a number of other C-suite positions. But what is my flex? It's not the jobs. My flex is that I'm happily married to my college sweetheart. We are proud parents of 2 children, and we actively support nonprofits across the country by helping them to raise monies that impact and benefit their bottom line and operations through coordinating charity golf tournaments. But while at HEL, some of my greatest contributions, I feel, are to help the organization grow, form alignments, collaborations, partnerships with either prospects or potential business partners, as we value relationships more so than just transactions. Right. So I'm very happy to be here and look, I have fun. So it seems that we're off to a good start.
We are off to a phenomenal start, and thank you so much for imparting that to us, Alicia.
I was congratulating Samuel on his his give back as well, and just saying that's awesome. That's it.
So there's another connection here. I know at least between Chris and Alicia. And so we're just going to honor and say thank you for your service. I know that we're still in the month of November as we are taping this. And you both served in the armed forces and the Air Force. And so I thought it would be cool to share a little bit about your journeys there before we dive into this wonderful world of tech and value and community.
It's always a blessing to run into another fellow person in the color of blue. So yeah, you were Air Force also. That's awesome. That is great. Yes.
So how many years did you serve, Chris?
I served 4 years in the Air Force. I have a combat medal, was in Desert Storm. So I'm kind of aging myself there, but yeah. So I joined right after high school. Grew up in a small town. Opportunities weren't that great and plentiful. So found the next best thing. So I joined the Air Force, and it really was one of the best things I've ever did as a young person. Learned the structure, the integrity, the meaning of what it truly is to be a teammate. So great positive things. I got to travel and see the world. My first base was Anderson and Guam. So I got very lucky in my journey in the Air Force, and met a lot of great people that I'm still close with to this day. So yeah. I'd like to hear about your journey. When did you join?
So I joined back in the 90s. It was in 1995. So when you were in Desert Storm, I was still in high school. So I was
not to age you, Chris, not to age you.
I appreciate that.
I was in during the Bill Clinton years. It was during peacetime, so it was an amazing time. I was stationed at Eglin Air Force Base in Fort Walton Beach. At that particular time, I was in public health. So I had it really good, Chris, because I was right there at Destin, Florida, right on the beach. And I served 4 years. I never got deployed anywhere. The most action that happened was our president at that time was Mr. Bill Clinton. He gave us a lot of action. That was the most.
Okay. I wasn't that fortunate. I went through during the Dick Cheney year, so you didn't know what was going to happen one day to the next. So, but it was still a great experience though, and I was actually under the stack at the time, which is now gone. And then I think it's under JSOC now. I can't remember. It's changed so many different times over the years, but yeah, I got out in 1992. So yeah, a little bit older than you.
Chris, what would you say to young people that are considering joining? Of course, I am all the way Air Force. I have talked to several
Yeah.
people from several different branches. I still stand 10 toes down on the Air Force. What would you tell young people that are considering going to the armed forces?
This is a very scary time for young people to consider any military obligation. But if they were to pick a branch, I would suggest the Air Force. Now, you and I both have already served, so we already know we had a cheat code because we were in, we got out, we talked to other veterans. We're like, man, I wish I'd have did that. Like, I wish I'd have took a desk job. Is for one thing. So for young people, I would avoid your armies and your Marines, and that's tough for me to say. I got a brother that was a Marine, a father that was in the Army, nieces and nephews that all served across every branch, but only have a handful, I think maybe three relatives that served in the Air Force, which is surprising. I always joke that the reason why I went in the Air Force is I can count past 10. They have to take their shoes off to get in the Army and Marine Corps. But that's just a family joke there. But I would say really consider the job offered and the branch you're selecting. And what I would do, really for young people of color that are going to join the military, is if you do join, go the reserve route because they're going to pay for your education. You can get that college degree, turn around and become an officer, and then expand your career that way. And we now know that in the reserves, you make rank faster. I did not know that when I was a youngin. So those are all things that I would point them in a direction to if they're really seeking that military life or that's what they want to do. Go the reserve route because you're going to get deployed just as much as an enlisted person. We learned that from all the years in Afghanistan and other things like that. You can be deployed just as much. So that would be one takeaway I would have. But outside of that, just I would avoid that Army and Marine branch, really.
All right, well, let's dive into today's
Alicia's not
conversation.
going to say anything about that. Yeah, she's like, I'm not going to pick a side.
Well, I think y'all both started with Air Force, so it sounds like that was the first foundational. You'd go for the Air Force ticket. So
Yeah.
so you guys are, well, at least Chris, I know you have an engineering background, and you now are engineering products. For this younger audience that are coming into engineering is a hard field, and a lot of folks that we talk to students, they say, "Hey, I can't do it. It's too tough." What would you tell the younger generation around why they should stay in engineering on the tech side of engineering, what the value is, because this is a value-based conversation, and the impact it will have on them in their journey in technology?
It's the new labor force. If you look at it, blue collar jobs, they still exist, but the new labor jobs is what we do every day. Things like AI, software development, electrical engineering. These things are not going to go away. And now that we're moving things to onshore, there's going to be a bigger labor force demand and need. Samuel and I sit in plenty of meetings where people are like, we got to upskill our people, or we got to find these engineers. So I would say it's the next place to where you can get a decent amount of salary to grow your family, provide college for your kids, buy that home that you want. Those are the things they're going to give you. So I talk to young people a lot about this. I try to put a mental picture of how Ford and GM, how they were able to take and do labor back in the 60s and 70s, how people were able to grow a family, raise a family, kids got into college. To me, this is the same labor field. So the big key, though, is the fear of the math. Like a lot of people are afraid of the math becomes in the engineering side. There's way too many tools. These kids have computers in their pockets. There's really no reason that they cannot do the work. So cannot is a word that you got to remove from your mindset and replace it with discipline. If you can actually go through your thought process every day in college or even in high school, because there's certifications they can offer right now in AI where kids can, out of high school, almost have an associate's degree and make $65,000 a year at 18 years of age. I mean, that's a huge upscale right there in labor. Take advantage of those free items, those free tools, those free certifications, but don't say cannot, just be disciplined.
That's a power quote. Replace cannot with discipline.
Correct.
You can if you discipline yourself to
Yeah.
learn more, right? To stretch
Right.
yourself. I love it, love it, love it.
And all things that they drive home when the first day, when you land in Lackland Air Force Base, that is what you're taught every single day until you leave the Air Force.
I love it. Sam, what's your perspective on engineering and how the youth, and maybe just in tech engineering, I would take not just engineering, but just think about STEM, because I know in the work that you do, especially in the community, you're talking about all of the areas of STEM, not just the engineering side. So
Right.
what's your advice to this next generation as they think about leaning in to a space in technology and in sciences where I feel like the world is your oyster?
Right. And that's the key point right
Absolutely.
there. Find something that you're passionate about and take that passion and drive your STEM education in that path. Like I wish early on, I would have went the STEM route or even the engineering route in healthcare because that's really one of my passions is healthcare. So that's something I would adhere to immediately early in my career was going that route. Now I was fortunate enough when I did get my computer science degree, the first job that I did get was writing software for medical billing. So it kind of worked out for me. But yeah, I would say find your passion, then apply STEM towards that passion. Therefore, it doesn't feel like work; it feels like a passion. I
Sam,
like
do
to
you have
hear
Sam, do you have a
right, I hear
perspective on that?
Samuel's perspective on this. Yeah,
Absolutely. So, regarding the first point around the value, I think that younger people should realize and embrace that their contributions to thought leadership that ensures the desired outcomes based on their approach is valued. Engineers know that there are processes, there is tact, and there is delivery approaches that work based on scenarios. So individuals think differently. And I feel that if young people are made aware that their approach, their thought process, their character, their personality, all of that influences the ways in which they go about engaging with individuals, communicating with individuals, and collaborating. And engineering is about ensuring desired outcomes are met routinely and they're predictable with extended, consistent results over time. So, regarding STEM, I think it allows individuals, especially young people, to identify what it is about themselves that they like, that they feel can contribute to the industry. So, whether that's fixing things, whether that's creating things, whether that's delegating to individuals to provide and create the solutions that need guidance and directive. So, with STEM, I feel that as an ambassador, my goal and objective, along many other practitioners within the industry, is to educate, to inform, and inspire so that they believe and know they can too, no matter where their roots begin, no matter what their familiarity or comfort level is. There is some contribution they can make. So I think we all just have the responsibility of ensuring that they have access and opportunity to be enabled and empowered to know that they can. So those are some of the key things that I feel are our obligation, our responsibilities, and a commitment that we should have for ourselves.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. You know, there's a. Have you heard, guys? Have heard of Harvey Coleman? I'm looking for Harvey's book over here on my right hand side. I've got a bookcase. He talks about the pie model, and I think this is where we have to help. So the pie model is about performance, image, and then exposure.
or you're
Yes.
And the P part of that is the lowest percentage. So it's expected that you are bringing your A game and that you understand how to do the work on the job, which is where education comes into play. And then image is how do you present yourself? What is your brand? What are you known for? How do you deliver what you're doing to do? And then E is exposure. And the reason why I kind of brought that up, Samuel, is because I think it dovetails to what you said around we've got to help this younger generation get the exposure and
Yes.
and access. You said access and exposure so that they're aware of what's out there for them to be successful with. And so and the mentoring I know you do, the mentoring I do, and Alicia, all of us, is how do we let these young folks see the potential of what's there, what they could tap into, what they can touch, what they can bring to life, and give them that exposure, because I think that helps them elevate the opportunities that they have in front of them.
I have a
I love
question.
what you said.
Go ahead, Samuel. You can go ahead. You love what Fern said.
I was just sharing. I love what she said. I agree fully with Pi and its
exactly.
whole methodology.
Yeah.
I have a question for both of you, because we're seasoned professionals at this particular time, and when we first started our careers, our mindset was a lot different. So, what mindset shift did you have to kind of go into in order to help you propel into what you're doing today?
Mm.
So I'll take a stab at that first.
Yeah.
So a very wise man, Denzel Washington, had once said that early in our careers, we try to learn. Towards the middle, we try to earn. And eventually we reach a point where we try to return. And regarding mindset, I think it's intentional prioritization based on what's important, you know? So for me, initially it was to acquire skill sets that I felt equipped me to be effective and productive. As a first generation college graduate, I was a product of men and women that invested time, advocacy, sponsorship, mentorship to encourage me to learn, to develop, to be equipped with the tools needed to be effective and productive as a professional. And then I was awarded the opportunity to actually execute and deliver and obtain results. And now I'm in position to help others gracefully. So for me, I think it starts with having the intentionality and awareness of what's important and why. If I had learned many years ago as to what my why was and is, I think it would have helped me become a greater leader much later, no, much earlier in life. So when I learned the importance of being vulnerable, being authentic, being genuine, being intentional, and unapologetically confident while remaining humble and modest and respectful, it allowed me to become a representation of a leader that others wanted to work beside and for. So my mindset started with learning emotional intelligence.
Yes, yes. I you know what, I'm like, yes, because, we always focus on the IQ, but as you become a leader, you need that EQ, and those soft skills are important.
you.
And what was important, Samuel, is your self-awareness, right? And leaning into understanding who you really are and who you really are not. And not trying to be, I think we try to be everything to everybody, and then we're nothing to everyone. So I love what you said, and I think the EQ is so important, and we have to make sure that, especially in this world of AI, there's always going to be a human element, and we're always going to have to work with each other and work and collaborate, and so having that EQ is important.
It is. It is. For me, it's similar to Sam. It was coming from a small town where I grew up in. We always have saying down there like, "Why not me?" Right? So that's always how I've leaned into my career is why not? And you learn early in the area that I grew up in, like everyone puts their pants on the same way as you, right? So when I got into my career, it was a matter of wanting to. I was really good about being a fly on the wall. And by doing that, I was always taking notes, which I still do often. And by having that constant continuous education and being in those meetings, I was able to get connected with the right people who saw the potential. So that was the key is early in your career, find that right mentor, not only that understands the career aspect, but understands you as a person. And then having that emotional IQ is huge because as you grow in your career, you go from a lot of supplying the information to having to make decisions with the information given.
Right.
So you've got to be able to do that context switch, within a given day. So that's a lot of things that I learned early in my career. And what I would suggest to some people in this current, if they're in their career early, is find that mentor, that can match your personality. And if you can, spend time with that person because we all can advance our career in what I call the $16 rule. You guys may not have heard the $16 rule. Sam's smiling. I can go and meet with either of you and have a cup of coffee. $16 at Starbucks, right? For the two of us, $16. And I can learn more in that 30-minute conversation than I could probably in 3 to 5 days, going back and forth, trying to use text message, whatever. It's that personal appeal.
Yeah.
So there's that aspect that I like to try as well. I like to do the face-to-face thing because you can learn more about the person and you get the body context when you're asking the questions. And,
So what did you call it? The $16 what? I couldn't.
dollar rule. And I tell this to a lot of young people, young entrepreneurs that, hey, I want to break into this place, or hey, I have this idea. Can you connect with this person? I don't tell them or give them the email address and just say, okay, have at it. I tell them, hey, reach out to this person. share your cell phone number, be personable be early and on time, and then talk about what you want to talk about, but keep it under, under context of that person. Take them out for a coffee. You get so much business and understanding from an individual just by having that coffee with that person. And it truly does work. It does work.
I
Shaking
love
someone's
that.
hand. Yeah. And to quote famous people, one of my favorite quotes, I had to pull it up because I didn't want to destroy it, is by DeVos, where you are not in yet who you are, your thoughts and deeds above all, your dreams still live. So it's really that simple. You're not really are when you start in your career, but as you dream and work through progressing through your career, you're going to eventually become that person that you wish to be.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. So let's pivot a little bit to community work. Why and why, gosh, I've been working and serving the community for I guess 20 plus years. I guess almost my entire career at PepsiCo. We always had a community element. So it was great to bring a big brand with you when you go into the community that can really help lend a hand. But in my personal space, it always is important for me to develop as a leader and give back. And why is that important for you, Samuel, to have a touch point in the community?
It's for me. I'm really closely tied to the Alzheimer's organization.
Okay.
And did I lose you?
No, okay.
We're still here. We can hear
I'm
you.
sorry. I'll start over. No, me personally, I'm tied closer to the ALZ organization, Alzheimer's organization. It's a disease that's impacted my family greatly. Also my community. So for me, I spend a lot of time helping and raising funds for that particular organization. It's a disease that I think that can actually be helped and not cured, but prevented and extend people's lives. But we got to put more dollars into the research to figure out long-term better care for individuals like this. So that's a big need for me. I still help out a lot with veterans. I feel that's important. A lot of veterans don't leave with great opportunities. And the thing about being in the military is they teach you everything you need to do while you're in. You get very little information or help when you get out. So being successful when you get out is really, hey, go home. We'll see you. You get your DD Form 214. Good luck. So you got to really be able to get out in that community, help those veterans, and especially those with ALS. Alzheimer's is huge, especially in the Black community too.
All right, Mr. Samuel, tell us about your community space.
Absolutely. As I had shared before, I'm a proud first generation college graduate on both sides of my family. And I am a product of men and women that had invested in me. And those individuals made time when they had no time. Those individuals gave second chances when I did not deserve the first. And they poured into me. And I feel I pay homage to them and their legacy by doing the same, by paying it forward. So young people, nonprofits, organizations that serve vulnerable populations, they do so by laboring with their hearts. They do so by maintaining discipline and an energy that comes from a reservoir some of us will never acquire. So I feel that for the privileges and blessings that I've been provided in my life, the rent I must pay for these experiences, these luxuries, is to try to give back. And that's why I am committed and have been for now over 30 plus years and well over that, to trying to give back in some way as a token of my appreciation by connecting the community to say collaboratively, thank you, nonprofits. And again, it's rooted from my being the recipient of others that have invested in me. And that's my way of trying to pay it forward and give back.
So I know because we're getting close to the top of the hour, but I want to ask, and either one of y'all can answer this question. If a young person wants to do what you do exactly in 30 to 60 seconds, what is their roadmap that they should take?
I'll take the first stab at that. One, continuous education on yourself, not only from your skill set and your trade, but also on yourself, your brand. More importantly, getting out there and finding that mentor and find other people. But I would say, to boil it really down, put yourself in a position to be around the people that are doing what you want to do or where you want to be. I found that was important in my career, to go to these events and all these others to where people were CEOs or in the C-suite and learn from them. Be that fly on the wall, ask good questions, walk away with that information and do that continuous education of yourself. Look at what they do online. Look what they've done in their organizations. Ask them how they proceeded in their career to get in the position that they're in. So I would suggest a lot of those type of tools, but more importantly, be confident. Be confident in yourself and who you are. And it goes back to my first saying, why not me? Be that level of confident. Why not yourself? You can do this. I mean, there's these people are no different than you and I or anyone else in the world. They just were put in a position and learn from other people on how to get to where they're at. Just copy the same pattern.
For me, I would say, I,
Samuel,
yeah,
introduce your role. What do you do, and tell them how to get there.
yeah. So at HEL Resources, I am a chief technology officer. My primary responsibilities include to help lead the tech strategy and help form collaborations and partnerships with organizations to help grow our organization and emphasize greater awareness within the market as a service solution provider and also an implementer of solutions that impact bottom lines for organizations. So, a good way of saying I am a helper equipped with a team that provides global best practices solutions that impact organizations in a great way. So we are big enough to impact and solution great organizations that are massive, but we're small enough to give that customized approach.
Ooh, I like that.
And regarding the three pieces, I would encourage young people to learn to listen to learn so that you may understand. I agree with Chris. I would encourage young people to aspire to find and select a mentor and for them to be courageous enough to lead the mentorship by directing what they would like to obtain from that experience and interaction. Also, I would say to learn the steps needed to job shadow so that they may be able to inquire with those individuals doing the things that they may find to be impressive where they are in life so that they can align with those individuals by doing the things that they eventually may really want to do. I can say because I was fortunate to do that, I am today the man I used to imitate trying to be 30 years ago. And it came as a result of being able to job shadow and interact with those that inspired and encouraged me. And the other piece I would say for young people, this is a gym. Be willing to invest in self awareness and the appreciation of having that for yourself.
I love that. So I started my self-awareness journey with a coach a couple of years ago, and I wish I had done it 15 years ago. I think it would have changed the trajectory of where my career, not in a bad way, but I just felt like I would, to the point that you made earlier, Chris, be engaged with things I had more passion about sooner, and not wait till the end, because you always say, oh, when I'm done, I'm going to do what I really love. No, do it earlier, do it earlier. So we are getting close to time, but I think we can't leave this conversation, gentlemen, without talking about AI. I mean, we have hardly even scratched. We don't have a lot of time, but how is AI impacting the work you're doing at this show? If I think about the custom technology solutions you're bringing to bear for customers, your software, the autonomous vehicles you've been working with, IoT work you've been doing for years, how is AI impacting that? And I'm assuming it's for the positive, but I'd love to your perspective around what it's really doing in your space.
I mean, yeah, Fern, there's not a meeting that I haven't conducted probably the last 7 months where AI was not either the primary topic or it wiggled its way and became the primary topic. Now, as far as what we do at eShell, we expected this, we planned for this, and we saw the trends as they were coming. So having that foresight to actually say, hey, let's just impact our wants and needs as far as an organization, but being able to just learn the basics about AI because it seems like it changes every 20 minutes, not because of the tech, because of the buzzwords that are coming from it. My fear with AI is there's way too many organizations are popping up saying they're experts. It has not been around long enough for anyone to actually be a real expert is the one key thing. But as far as our business, we're looking at like predictive validation, automated defect testing in vehicles based on using AI tools. There's a lot of digital transformation using AI. What's that mean? It means taking old code, running through AI models that are correct and producing new and better code. So that's where I see the wants and needs are going to come from. It's just It reminds me early in my career when I got into IT, the whole .com like years. You guys remember those? Everyone had to
Absolutely.
have a website. Everyone had to have a website. We talked to people who want AI and are like, well, one, your organization can't afford what you're trying to do with these LLMs, right? So it's sometimes we're talking people off the ledge of AI world, and some people are like, yeah, you need to really lean into it. You can get better business response from it. So um, it consumes a lot of our week, and I look forward to it. I'm a pioneer myself, so I welcome the challenge, and I look forward to it in the next decade.
Chris, how about you? How's AI in your space? Chris,
Samuel.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Samuel.
I'm sorry. I said Chris. I meant Sammy. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yes. So to piggyback on what Chris had shared, there's a lot of different things, but some of the key things that I feel are very critical is identifying ways to where there is not a reliance without safety measures in place. That's a smart approach that a lot of organizations are really looking to lean in on thought leaders that have awareness of solution implementation, interoperability considerations. These are some of the things that we as an organization specialize in regarding that mindset and the digested transformation initiatives. Also, tech enablement that equips the end user with workplace morale enhancement. So enhancement of workplace morale is incredibly important, especially when it requires a pivot or a different way of doing things. So if AI is going to equip with providing something, it should result in added benefits, and morale enhancement is one of the greater ones that a lot of organizations are looking to invest in. And also efficiencies that reduce tech debt and dependencies on outdated systems. So, as an organization that provides great supports, we look to learn of ways to not only modernize systems and workflows and programs, but also to ensure that the desired outcomes are going to meet and exceed objectives once solutions are implemented. So, it's more about having a relationship, a conversation, listening to learn so that we understand, so that we can have a tactical, strategic approach that meets the needs of our clients.
And that it brings value, and that we don't stuck with a number of pilots that don't make it to production to add value back to the organization. I think we're in the pilot frenzy stage of AI, and a lot not coming to market. And so I think that's a big concern. So, all right. So I'm sorry. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Chris.
no, I had one other fact about
Yeah.
AI. Uh, to go to Sam's point, when you're implementing in an organization, the biggest fear is people are, I'm going to lose my job, right? So you got to think about that part of the personnel that are working with you. These are not your employees; these are your coworkers, right? So you also have to remember that it's going to bring about who moved my cheese scenario for whoever's involved. So you need to early and often get those people that are going to be working with AI part of the decision-making process early. So that way they feel comfortable about what you're producing for them. So I always felt that was a key piece because you never wanted to scenario where you have a subject matter expert that is meant as providing resistance because they feel they're going to lose their job over the information they're giving you to produce a product. So
We have a lot more to cover with AI. We have a lot more we want to cover with these two gentlemen hailing out of Ohio, Mr. Samuel Davis and Chris Berry. But before we go, I said I was going to do my lightning round. So now this is just where we do a couple of quick
why am I
questions.
nervous? I'm nervous. Why am I nervous about this?
Okay. So since you're nervous, I'll let you. I'll go with Samuel first, and then I'll come back to you. Give you time to warm it up. Okay.
Appreciate
All
it.
right. So we're gonna just do some spitfire questions. I have 5 on here, but I thought of another one, so I'm gonna give you 6 quickly. All right. ChatGPT, Claude AI, or Gemini?
ChatGPT,
Ohio State University or Michigan?
Ohio State University.
Sashimi or sushi?
Sushi,
August National or Pebble Beach?
Pebble Beach.
Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Thanksgiving,
And I was just at a concert this weekend with Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson or Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
All right, so Chris, now you got the question. So I've given
got
you should be good. Okay. ChatGPT or Claude AI or Gemini?
Claude AI.
You know what? Every episode, I let people know Claude's my boyfriend. We have an intimate relationship. He's not exclusive, but I love me some Claude. Ohio State University, the Ohio State University.
We know
or
that.
Big Blue.
Buckeyes all day, every day.
Oh, Roll Tide. Sashimi or sushi?
Hey, as long as I ain't paying, I don't care. No, I'll take sushi.
August National. I don't know if you're a golfer. August National or Pebble Beach?
I take Pebble Beach.
All right, Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Thanksgiving. That's my favorite holiday.
All right, Thriller or That's the Way Love Goes? Janet
Yeah,
Jackson or Michael Jackson?
Janet Jackson, Velvet Rope all day is one of my top 5 albums.
All right, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you, guys. Alicia, you want to close us out?
Thank you so much, Chris and Samuel, for joining us on another episode of Two Lit Chicks. We are giving it back and paying it forward. Until next time.
Thank you for joining us today. Listen, like, subscribe at Two Lit Chicks Podcast.
Remember, stay curious, stay bold, and always stay lit.
Woo.